So now that we've got sentence 1 finished, I'm going to go on and show you how we could then add on sentence 2 and sentence 3. You'll see in the pink box that my objectives are listed for each sentence. So sentence 1, I wanted to use double adjectives. In sentence 2, I'm going to add in some alliteration. And for sentence 3, we'll be looking at improving our word choice. In sentence 2, it says alliteration. And just to remind you, alliteration is when we use words, generally adjectives, that begin with the same letter. Here's some example of some adjectives over here. Just pause the video for a second and have a think about which adjectives you could use together as an example of alliteration. This is the sentence number 2, that we'll be adding in some alliteration to. And the words that popped out to me were meeting his friends. So I'm going to add in some adjectives to describe the friends. And because I want to use alliteration, I am going to use fluffy, and feathery. There we go. He was flying along, comma, on his way to meet his fluffy, feathery friends. And that is alliteration because we've got f, f, and f. Okay, I wonder if you can remember what needs to go between the two adjectives I've used to describe friends. That's right, it's a comma. That's not a comma. There we go. And the comma needs to go between fluffy and feathery. So there we go. I'll put it into red. And I'm going to insert it between the two adjectives. So there's one example of alliteration in this sentence. I wonder if we could add in another. We could add in some more detail here. He was flying along. And I'm just thinking, how we could describe how he was flying along. I wonder how he was feeling. So maybe we could add in, he was flying along, feeling, and let's see if we could think of two. I'm just going to move these out of the way for a minute. I wonder if we can describe how he was feeling. Thinking of two describing words that both begin with the same letter. He was flying along, feeling excited and eager, comma, on his way to meet his the screen isn't the best for this one. On the way to meet his fluffy, feathery friends. And can you see how this concept of sentence stacking means that we start off with some fairly simple, straightforward sentences, and as we're going along, these key objectives here help you to make sure that each sentence has got interest for the reader and it's descriptive. By stacking up the sentences in this way, it also means that we are making sure we have got cohesion between the sentences, and that's a really important thing that we need to do when we're writing a story. So the cohesion means that each sentence follows on from the next and there's a lovely flow through your story. Okay, so sentence 3 next, and my objective for sentence 3 is to improve my word choice. So I started off by saying, they were sitting on the branch of a tree, whistling a tune. Okay, so sitting on the branch of a tree. I wonder if we could think of a more interesting word than sitting. So let's come up with some ideas first of all. They were balanced on the branch of a tree. They were perched on the branch of a tree. They were squashed together on the branch of a tree. They were gathered on the branch of a tree. So I've got 4 different choices. And if we were in class together, what I would be doing now with you would be coming up with all these ideas that I'm sure you would share with me, and I'm sure you've got some more interesting words of your own that you could add in. But I'm going to go for perched. And I want to really improve my word choice here. And I'm going to say how they were perched. I'm going to use an adverb which ends in ly. And I'm going to say they were perched precariously on the branch of a tree, whistling a tune. So precariously means almost dangerously. So there's a chance that they could actually topple off at any point. I'm imagining the branch of this tree is quite thin and bendy, and as the birds are sitting there, they're bouncing up and down on the branch. So they were perched precariously on the branch of a tree. And I want to know more about this branch. So let's think now. How could we describe the branch? I'm going to get rid of these words because my page is looking a little busy now. So I'm picturing this branch in my head. They were perched precariously on the bouncy, bumpy branch of a tree. And I'm improving my word choice, so I might want to be a bit more specific. So I wonder what kind of tree it is. On the bumpy branch of a young willow tree, whistling a tune. And there we go. So, sentence 1, I've included double adjectives with my comma in the middle, here and here. Sentence 2, I looked at alliteration. Let's just see if I can. There we go. reads a bit better. Now I can get rid of these. Okay. And then sentence 3, I was improving my word choice. So I improved the word sitting to perched, and then I added in more detail to say how they were perched precariously. And this is the start of my story. One bright sunny day, there was a brave, brightly coloured bird called Whistleless. He was flying along, feeling excited and eager, on his way to meet his fluffy, feathery friends. They were perched precariously on the bouncy, bumpy branch of a young willow tree, whistling a tune. So that's the start of my story. That's the introduction. Plot point 1. In my next video, I'm going to stack up some more sentences when I look at Whistleless meeting his friends and then trying to whistle. If you want to go on ahead of me and have a go at writing the next part of the story, please do feel free. But I hope that me modelling the beginning of the story for you has got you started and has shown you a great way of writing a simple sentence and then adding things in and improving it. So that's all for now. I'll post my next video with plot point 2 very shortly.